successful than me.
All right. So would you say that that type of character would be intimidating to those men at this point?
No, I think it's just something I don't want to deal with, because when intimidating based upon what she says, she's saying, okay, I'm just affected by the fact you're successful. So I'm not affected by the fact you're successful. I'm affected by the way that you talk to me and the lack of respect you have for me because you make more money than me. That's
Because
what
of
it's
the
affecting me.
success?
No. I'm not affected by your success. I'm affected by the way you talk to me, by the way you treat me, by the way you feel like I'm not in need because you could take care of yourself. That's
Because the root of that is her success?
No,
her
the root
character.
of it is how you talk to me.
It's
the root
just
of it
character.
is how you treat me.
Because the root of it is her success. Because
you guys are saying her
if she worked
character
for
dictates
Chick-fil-A,
how she speaks to somebody.
if she worked for Chick-fil-A standing outside at 100 degrees with the iPad, she would act the same way?
If she was an asshole, yeah.
So now y'all, you can't come with that point, Sean. Y'all know what the fuck I'm saying. Y'all know what the fuck going on.
I know exactly what you're saying. And if somebody got bad character, it don't matter how much money they make.
Nah, we're not talking about character.
But if he talk about how a woman is disrespectful towards a man, throwing money in her face, that's bad character.
Because the success is linked to that.
No, it isn't. It's assholes who are successful too.
Yeah, that's a given, but that's not what we're talking about. He's talking about the core character of women who tend to have
character. There are successful women who don't
Adrian,
do that,
are you speaking to the core character of women who tend to have success?
No, I'm saying that there's multiple types of women who have success, right? So if it's all successful women,
because we're speaking about success in
all
terms
successful women have great personalities, great character. Is that what you're saying?
There are women with success that have beautiful personalities and characteristics.
And the opposite, right?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, Sean. That's a given. We're not speaking in absolutes in that sense. But
what you're the only one saying absolutes.
But what I'm saying to you is this. If she worked outside of Chick-fil-A holding the fucking iPad in 200-degree weather in Texas, she ain't gonna have that kind of attitude that Adrian's talking about. Because where's that coming from?
Because potentially a woman that is more successful is going to be less submissive.
She got boss energy.
Was speaking about it when Adrian was speaking about it. It was more so she's on my same level or she's close to my level, so she kind of running shit too. So it's more of in the terms of she's being less submissive, which is maybe something that a man doesn't want at the time. It doesn't always mean that it creates an intimidation. It's just, hey, I want you to be a submissive woman because I'm running shit. But she's like, nah, we on the same level. I don't have to listen to what you're saying.
But what is nah?
Hold on. Let me say this and I'm done. This is why I say it's not based on a success, Q, because you have, and Asia's probably one of the women who are very successful, but they're still kind. They don't have to throw it in your face. They're not going to make you look bad. They're not going to feel like, hey, this is a reason for me to talk down to you just because I'm successful. So it's not the success when you have women who are successful and can still have high character, like Sean was saying, to where, hey, just because I have this doesn't mean I can talk to you any type of way. You still are the man. I still want to follow you. Am I right, Asia? I'm right. So, but then you have the type of women who
love being right.
The majority of women who are successful, there's certain traits that you have to have in order to be successful, which are predominantly masculine traits. You have to be non-agreeable to be able to move up. You got to be work hard. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to shut a lot of that stuff off. So women typically who do that to get here, they don't know how to shut that off when it comes to be a man. It's not something you can flow in and out of at the drop of a hat.
No, I don't think that has to do with success. I think that has to do with brokenness. But I do think on surface level, women with a certain level of what men deem as success are intimidating to men.
So let me say this. So what if I tell you that the majority of women who are super successful are broken? Because like Sean said, you put so much energy into becoming successful that you don't even know how to develop relationships with people or to even communicate with people. Not all, but the majority. So because you haven't spent, so maybe not even broken, but because you spent so hard being career driven, you haven't learned the skills necessary to know how to even live and respect a man. You've never seen it growing up because you was raised by all of your aunties. So you don't have no experience. You don't have nobody who you look up to telling you this stuff in your ear. And so now you're expected to just know how to just do it.
So can those men be broken when they can't understand that a woman is successful and accept that she's successful? Is that a brokenness in the man then?
What can we answer what he said or address what he said, and then we can switch it?
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to say is this: so just what you just said, because this goes on what Sean said earlier. My point was, because we're successful does not mean we skipped social skills class or social skills training or whatever. And that's the falsity that men have. And that's the intimidated factor. Y'all can't talk to me. Y'all don't know how to talk. Y'all don't know how to socialize. Well, no, it's we just socialize probably different. And it's not saying that it's a higher or lower, but the way I talk and the way I communicate and the way I present myself, it's like, you don't know how to talk to a man. Well, no, I do. You just can't accept the way I present, which is not disrespectful, which is very kind and loving, as you pointed out, But some men, I'm sorry, I can't say some. Men take that as saying she thinks she's better than. No, and I've heard that a lot. She thinks she's better than. Why do you talk like that? But it's like, you have to communicate with me and don't be intimidated by my speech. Why you gotta use all those big words? Because that's how I talk.
Right, but so let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this then, Asia. Right. So just to meet you where you are at, if you're running into a lot of men who don't understand you or feel like you can't communicate with them correctly, and you desire a man, why not switch up how you communicate to them?
So let me, because I'm not. And that's a part of being.
She had to dumb herself down.
Hold on, because we do it.
Wait. So is she intimidated by the less educated man?
Am I?
We out.